What's going on? Sorry for the delay. Got a couple things going on today, and I'm trying to figure out how to get it all done. Um, Unfortunately, real life things happened. Uh, Close family member passed away recently, so got to go to some services today. Pay my respects. You know how it is, guys. Life is it's tough. Um, we all go through it. So, um, I just want to say I'm thankful to be here. Thankful to wake up on another Saturday. Uh, and you know what? Listen, it's the weather's starting to change. It's getting a little warmer. It's getting a little nicer. Let's enjoy it. Live life. So, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. The Knicks had a close one last night. You know they got to make it interesting for us. You know they're the cardiac Knicks, man. That's how it is. That's what we got to deal with. Um, I think that it's interesting to see that they are, coming out trying to play, you know, with fight, and trying to win these games. But you know how it is, man. This Nick team has some issues. Certain things you're not just gonna get rid of overnight. It is what it is. Like there's a reason why we talk so much about the team, like and why fans are so skeptical about their chance to make the play in. It's just a tough haul, man. Like regardless of how hard they play and how good they tried to deal with these last, I guess, 13 games now. Knicks still got some issues, man. And they're gonna have to get through that. Those issues don't go away. So that's how it is. Anyway, hope you all doing well. As I said, um, see here. I think I got a new new intro. It's basically the same intro, just a little different. Um, um, while that's loading up, uh, let me see. I wonder if you guys have been following college basketball and March Madness. It's been crazy, man. I normally don't do a bracket because it's just every time I think I do a bracket for college basketball, these things get busted. I don't know. I don't watch enough college basketball to understand exactly what's going to happen. And I think even the people who know what's going to happen don't know what's going to happen. College basketball is crazy, man. It's you can be a team that is killing it all year. Excuse me, killing it all year. And you get into this March Madness, into this first round of games, and the pressure hits, and then you got these hungry young teams that are like, oh, we got this one shot, and they come out with everything they got, and it just changes. Like I mean, look at all the teams that got knocked out, the Kentuckys, the UConns, like, oh man, like, what are you gonna do? That's why I don't put my stock in these brackets. Now, my bracket is still alive, folks. Just saying, for someone who doesn't watch college basketball that much, or probably not at all, really. Um, I just took a shot. Okay, I took a shot with a team that I know has really good defense. Their defense was even better last year, but I know they have really good defense this year too, and they're not bad on the offensive end. So, that's Baylor. So I got Baylor going all the way. Could happen. I don't know. Listen, so stranger things have happened, and there's some wild stuff going on in these brackets. So who knows? I just think you need a nice combination of defense and offense. Um, I mean, who was a really good defensive team? Iowa, was it? I think it was Iowa, and they're no longer here to tell the story. I think so. Yeah, it's tough. You need a mixture of both. Um, Salute to the chat. Deron Wayne's in the building. What's going on, Deron? Appreciate you. Thank you for waiting. Wacko in Brooklyn. What's going on, bro? Pudge Nice is here. What's going on? JJ, thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Um, JJ said, we out of the top 10 in Tinkathon now, likely to end up with the 12th or 13th pick. What a design. Yeah, man, that's rough, B. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either. What's going on, Keith Turner? Visions is in the building. What's happening? Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say or what to expect with regards to our draft positioning. I don't even want to really think about it, guys, to be honest with you, because when we were even worse than we are now, and our record was horrible, I was just thinking we were going to get a top pick. Oh, we're going to do this. We're gonna we're going to be in the top 5. We're going to be in the top 3, and we weren't. So, you know what I mean? Like I ain't even going to think about it. It is what it is. Stafford Don is in the building. What's going on, Stafford? Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. So I guess we'll get into it. Let me hit the intro and we'll be right back after this. We're back. Let's see here. Let me put this in the chat, get this out the way. All right. So let me pull up what we had going on last night, because I got to tell you, when the Knicks came out the gate, I was thinking blowout city, man, because the thing about Washington is, now, granted, they had Porzingis. This is Porzingis' first game with the Wizards at the Garden. So that was interesting. You know, he got his share of the boo birds, of course. As well he should. So I knew that part was going to be a little bit of drama, if you want to say that. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, it gives a little something to the game. I also know that Porzingis is not that type of guy that can really take control of a game anymore. So I wasn't worried about him going nuts. That's a shame. A guy who came into the league with so much promise. We thought he was going to be a superstar. I don't even know if he's a star. I think we know he's not a star, but you know, I feel like he still has star qualities, star potential. But yeah, like he doesn't seem like that same. And of course, I mean, listen, he dealt with a really big injury, and he's a 7'3" center, so I understand. I just felt like you know, I thought he was going to turn into something really special. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and you know, now you have this kind of watered down version of himself, because I feel like he's got to feel like, and I don't want to feel bad for a guy who I don't know how much of a good person he is, because I thought Porzingis was a really good kid, but you know, after everything I found out about him in his time at the Garden, the fact that his agent slash brother was a certain way, and they had this whole thing of a way that they wanted to do things, and if it wasn't their way, they had a problem with it, and then eventually he wanted to get out of here. Not to mention the other stuff he was doing in his own personal life. Like, I don't know. I mean, I still feel a little bad because he was a Knick, but then again, like, you know, I don't know if he was the greatest person. So it is what it is. And then but I just like looking at his talent and what it was and how it is now. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. And so the funny thing is, he's the type of player that, if circumstances were a little different, he would be back here with the Knicks, because that's how the Knicks do things. They can get rid of a player, and then after some time has passed, the player still has some talent. They could use that talent. You know, he's the type of guy who would be back here. The only thing, and the only thing with him is, why would you want him back? Because I just don't think that I don't think he's a game changer anymore. Sucks. Definitely sucks, because you know, I just don't like to see people who have talent and not aren't able to really see it through. You know, that's just me. What is it? JJ said, yes, a total disaster. No playoffs, no playing, no top 10 pick. It's horrific. Let's yo. I ain't gonna lie, that is the worst case scenario. No playoffs, no playing, and not a top 10 pick. If we don't get a top 10 pick and we don't get the play in, that's not lovely. I'm not. There's a movie called The Perfect Murder, right? With Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow. And I guess that was his line in the movie to her. Because he found out, this movie's mad old, so if you didn't see it, I'm not spoiling anything. He found out she was cheating on him. He was a douchebag anyway, whatever. And one day he rolled up on her, like right after she had been with the side dude. He was like, "It's not happiness to see me. It's not happiness to see what's going on with these Knicks right now. Okay, I need one or the other. Either you give me a top 10 pick or you give me the play in. I don't want the outcome where we don't get anything." What's up, Staffer? How you doing, brother?
What's good, my G? It's another morning. Thanks to be alive. I can't be grateful for seeing another day.
Oh, you mean you can be grateful?
Yes, I can be grateful to see another day. Thanks.
Yes. And we are grateful. We are grateful that you are here for another day, brother.
Yes, man. Yes, man. It's a beautiful day in South Carolina here. The sun is shining. I kiss my daughter. I'm good.
Yeah, man.
But Ron, I'm not really totally like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a word that I'm looking for.
Devastated?
Yeah, I'm not devastated if we get between 10 and 13, bro. I don't think it's that serious. What's serious to me is that we land that right player. That's my position. You understand what I'm saying? I really don't care, you know what I mean? Because I was telling JJ in the chat, I said, not all top 10 players is guaranteed to be good. How many players in the top 10 came out between 1 and 5 and they garbage right now? Some of them, where they at? You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at Jokic, I think was number 20 something pick. Look at Rudy Gobert, number something pick. Look at Kawhi Leonard, number 15 pick. I mean, we could find a gem between 10 and wherever up we get, but I don't think it's a total disaster. I know it's not a wonderful take. People not gonna be, you know, too pleased with my take, but you know, that's just how I feel and my opinion. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not crying, man. You know what I'm saying? As Wacko saying, stop the crying. I'm not crying, bro. You know what I mean? So that's just my position on that, Ron.
I hear you, bro, but I guess my only thing is I am concerned about the Knicks hitting it out the park in a draft that is not as sexy as some of these other drafts. So, you know, we've seen the Knicks do really well when it comes to acquiring or selecting talent in the later rounds. They have a really good scouting. I think they do really well. I mean, some of these players, we haven't seen the best of them yet, so you can't write them off. But I think the Knicks did a really good job at that. The question I have is when they get a top pick. Now, RJ was a no-brainer because when it came to that draft, really, I mean, Garland is the number 4th pick in that draft, and he turned out to be a stud, but when it came to that draft, it was only 3. Everybody said it's RJ, it's Zion, and it's Ja. Those are the 3 that everybody was looking at. So the Knicks got one of them, so you can't mess that up. You know what I mean? They would have been fine with either of those 3. The problem is when you get into a pick after that. Porzingis they hit with at the time. Of course, he got hurt, and then that changed the trajectory of his career for right now, unless he changes it again. But every other pick in the top 10 that they've had, they haven't necessarily hit. Now, I know this is different front offices and all that stuff, but right now, all we can point to is Obi. And we could say that they didn't hit on Obi, at least for right now with this Knicks team. Maybe Obi turns out to be a better player, but he's never going to be a star. I don't think. I think he's got a little too many limitations in his game. He could be a really good player, though. Like, you know, if Obi all of a sudden averaged 8 rebounds and 15 or 16 points a game, I mean, that's a good player. Who would be mad at that? I just don't think it's going to happen here with the Knicks. But, you know, so I'm just curious as to what they can do when they really need to hit on a pick, because I know some people are not as desperate when it comes to the Knicks hitting on a pick as I am, because they think, okay, well, if we just keep building, the right pick will drop, you know, or we'll make a trade or we'll get a free. I don't necessarily think that. I think it's going to be really hard for them to, right now, they can't get really any free agents because they don't have the money. They're going to have to do something in trade. Right. Now, are they able to pull off a good trade? Maybe. Have we seen them pull off a good trade yet, though? That's the thing that I want you guys to think about. Cam Reddish is the only trade that we could point to that say that might turn out to be a good trade. But when you think about what Cam has done so far, right? We saw some flashes. We can't say this is a good trade yet. Is he better than Knox? Yeah. Okay. If you want to say just apples to apples, Cam is better than Knox, so it's a good trade. Okay, if you want to say that. But I'm talking about is a good trade that it really helps the team and changes what we got. Because if Cam balls out when he's out there, great. But if he's not out there, then we're not getting anything from the trade. You know what I mean? What if this Cam is all we get, a hurt Cam for the rest of his career, like with the Knicks? That would be horrible. So I'm just saying we have to see if they can actually put something together to get another piece in here that can help. I'm not expecting the world next year. If they could pull off one good trade that can bring somebody in here that can help the team, I'll be happy with that, because you get a couple players back. You don't know who you're going to get in the draft. And then some of these rookies will be 1 year older and they'll be a little bit more experienced and they'll be better next year. So
I think Fabian, and I'm in Spartanburg. I'm in Spartanburg, South Carolina. But I think if, because what Keith said, right? I like Mathurin. I like that kid, Ben, right? And he's supposed to be going between 10 and 13. Now, let's just say if we don't hit on him and we don't get him, I honestly feel like we could trade that pick and a couple players to probably bring in a quality or even a superstar. I don't know. I'm just stating what I feel like right now, right?
Right.
You know, so I feel like if we don't hit on that pick, we might just move back, trade that pick and some players for a bona fide, either we could say starting point guard, or let's say we just swing for the fences and go grab, let's say, Donovan Mitchell, right? Although it might take the world to get him, but let's see what happens. You know, we just speaking from what we think might happen. But
right.
Let's just continue to finish up the season, and I just can't wait until the draft ends, man, to see where we at. So, you know, probably we could make um a better assess, or what's the word I'm looking for?
A better assessment of what we got going
Assessment,
on.
yeah, on
I
what
hear
we're
you.
going on. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because
No,
I
I'm
don't
with
want
you on
to,
that, Steph.
I don't want to jump out and, you know, sounding too crazy.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess my whole thing is like I feel like these drafts, not even this draft, drafts for the Knicks are a lot more important than other teams. Just because, I mean, look, man, we Knicks fans, but you see, nobody's coming here. Nobody wants to come to the Knicks. Knicks have had so much dysfunction over the years where when we looked good, where a player might say, "Yo, man, you know, New York is a hot town. I could really blow up and grow my brand." When we were in that time frame, guys still had a second guess. Like they were close, and then they said at the end, "Oh yeah, no, they took another offer somewhere else." Really, at that time, it was Dolan. They wasn't rocking with Dolan. At the end, they said, "Nah, I couldn't do that." Then we had some dysfunction when Dolan, allowed the team to do its thing. He brought in Phil, and things started to trend upwards. But then Phil started to become crazy, and players are like, "Yo, what's up with Phil?" Nah. I like Phil as a coach, but not as a GM. So we keep going through levels of things that keep happening, and all this is happening, and we're not consistently winning. And so players are going to be like, "Why would I go to New York?" First off, New York is not even as sexy and as attractive as it used to be because the market has changed in the NBA. Of course, if you're in a small market town, it's that's still tough. But a lot of these other mid-markets cities and states, they're able to do a lot more advertising. There's a lot more brands and stuff that are working with these, and there's much more. Like back in the day, there was Nike, Reebok, I don't know, maybe some other thing. But now you got all these other brands, Under Armour, you know what I mean? Like there's so much more competition for these players and athletes that they can really get more sponsorship and stuff no matter where they're at. And then the flip side is with the way the taxes are now, New York is expensive. So these players are like, nah, I could go to Miami, I could be in Texas, I could be here, I could be there, I don't have to pay that tax. Like there's so many other things and factors that go into it now.
But Ron, I lived in Florida before. Even though you don't got no taxes out there, bruh, you should, man, listen, the cost of living in Florida, bruh, you know how much is a house in Florida right now, bro? And then after when you get the house, look at the backyard, bro. Small, bro. Out here where I'm living at in South Carolina, don't get me wrong, the taxes out here is stupid. But the cost of living for a house is way much cheaper than Florida, bro. You feel me? The price that I ain't mean to be on my business, but the price that my baby moms spent for a house out here in Florida, she ain't getting the space in the backyard that she's gonna get up here than in Florida for what she's paying right now.
Oh yeah, of course. I agree with you on
that. Don't get me wrong, the taxes in South Florida is beautiful. The sunshine, the women, the beaches, fine, bro. But that cost of living, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Stafford, because for us, and even people who are pretty well off, that is definitely the case. But we're talking about NBA players, and we're not even just talking about regular NBA players. As far as coming to the Knicks, we're talking about star players, and star players are making millions. They don't care about no small backyard because they're building everything in Florida. They're building from scratch. They're taking that thing apart and they building it up the way they want to. That's a different level of living over there when it comes to those guys.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, don't forget, you still got to buy the land. You still paying taxes. You still paying all of that. So even though you're gonna pay that huge amount of tax, that extra money that's not going to tax is going to go somewhere else.
I don't know why it is. Sometimes when I drink coffee in the mornings, I don't know. It's just like, you know what I mean? Sometimes obviously water is good for you, but sometimes you need your coffee, right? But sometimes
No,
you
no,
like,
don't get me wrong. When I wake up, that's one of the first things I do. I drink a cup of water and then I go get my coffee.
that's
I already
smart.
have
And
my
that's
coffee
actually
already.
that's probably what I didn't do today, Steph. I didn't drink. That's what I normally do, have a cup of water first. I think that's what got me choked up, man. Sometimes coffee get all up in there, man. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, man, but I hear you, bro. But listen, I know one thing: the New York tax. They're talking about it right now. In New York, the cost of living here is getting so crazy that the middle class doesn't even look like they're going to be able to sustain their living here, as growing a family for the next 10 to 20 years. And that's the middle class, two incomes that are doing well. So, I don't know. It's nuts, man. I hear you though.
No,
I hear you.
no, no, Fabian, you sure right? I would choose Florida over New York. You sure right? You sure right? But I'm just we just was comparing, I guess, the cost of living from because South Florida is expensive too. Don't get me wrong. So, but if I do have to make a choice between New York and Florida, of course I'm taking Florida. But for
Yeah.
right now, between those two states, I'm staying in South Carolina right now.
I hear that. And forget about it. Don't even think about Miami. Miami is bananas right now.
I'm staying, I'm staying in South Carolina for right now, yo. Yo, you see down in Coconut Grove and South Beach and Kendall and all those places with Fat Joe and Star Island and all those places, yo, bro, out there is expensive, man. Where Diddy and them stay at, man. Look, you talking about millions of dollars out there, bro.
You gotta look. You gotta have it already to be out there. You ain't got it,
People gotta remember, South Florida is a retirement state, yo.
It used to be.
You know what I mean? So,
It used to be. I know the older people who used to love going to Florida retire are pissed off, man. These rich millionaires have taken over, and then in the other places where it's not, you don't have to be rich and a millionaire. All the young migrators from New York and other places have gone over and taken over Florida. They're like, can't even go here and relax anymore. Florida's hot,
right? And then look what Fabian said. He's renting a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for only $650, and he is in South Carolina.
Well,
you can't get no better than that.
I'm with you on that. That's how it is, man. Listen.
And I mean, a country you see in South Florida, he will be paying at least $1,500 to $1,800 for that, and that's not even my house, bro.
What do you think you're gonna be paying in New York?
Man, looky here. Probably about 2,400.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it, brother. Anyway,
back to New York.
White Falcon said, should we get Kristaps? Well, I think I already kind of answered that with Kristaps. I don't think he got it like that anymore. I don't think but let me base some facts on stuff. Let me not just be out there saying whatever. I will say that, against the Knicks last night, he had 18 points and 11 rebounds. Now, mind you, this was against the Knicks, who do give up a lot of rebounds to opposing bigs on other teams. And he scored 18 points, which, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's a pretty good game for a player. I don't know if it's a good game for Kristaps Porzingis and what you thought he was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking Kristaps was going to be like a Dirk Nowitzki. Like, that's a special player. So, I don't know.
Here, the funny thing about it, though, Ron, when Kristaps was coming out, I was covering him, bro. I was living in Florida at the time, yo. And I think that time, when we had got him, I think Melo was on the team. And Melo was like, yo, why are we going to go get a project? But the funny thing about it is I had been looking at Kristaps a long time ago, and I know we was going to draft him. I know he was going to be good, right? So I was always a supporter of Kristaps. I always liked his game. But those injuries kind of derailed him, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just management with his brother that really um not really see like the direction New York was going. I think it had too much chefs in the pot at that time, yo. Do
What's
you think
going on,
Christos?
Brooklyn?
Do you think Christos would have been still here if it wasn't for his brother, yo?
Yeah, yeah. I think Kristaps definitely would have still been here if it wasn't for his brother and whatever took place in that room. whatever whatever happened that night in that room that he had his little situation. If it wasn't for those two things, I think he still would be here. You know, I hate to bring up the room thing because a lot of people don't know what happened, and I'm not trying to be a gossiper, but you know, just if you Google Kristaps Porzingis, you know, there was some funky stuff that happened while he was with the Knicks. You look into that, and you can find out a little bit more about it. They
Yeah,
were able to
those
do a
things are
good
gonna
job at.
always cover up. They're gonna always cover up those
Oh
things, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, definitely. And I think Alan Hahn spoke on it too, a little bit. He's kind of always alluded to it, but he never really put it out there. But you know, if you know, I guess, right?
I mean,
Um,
you trying to be the reporter to put out people business, and then you be
right,
the
right.
bad guy. So he, you know, as a reporter, sometimes you gotta watch what you're saying. Unless you're looking for those clicks and those likes, you're gonna go in, you know. But Kristaps
Yeah,
looked good last night, man. I think he had what 18 points. How much
11
rebounds did
rebounds.
he have? 11 rebounds. He looked all right. You know, he had a nice little turn jumper. He took Mitch off the dribble from the corner. So, you know, he could still do his thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
those injuries, man, those injuries. I'm looking to see what he's gonna do at Washington next year when Bradley Beal and all of that crew gets healthy.
Now, don't get me wrong, guys. If Kristaps was to be comfortable coming to the Knicks and being the backup, I'm cool with him being the backup center. Having Mitch as the starter and having Kristaps off the bench as the backup, that's not bad. I just don't think Kristaps in his career wants to be a backup.
I was just
So
about to say that.
yeah,
Why would Kristaps come here to be a backup, bro?
but that's what I'm
Unless
saying. Like,
unless unless we win in a championship and we're a contender and he see himself getting a ring and coming off the bench as be as a six man, I could see that. But
right.
we ain't going nowhere and he gonna ask to come off the bench. Nah, that ain't make no sense.
Like, you know, for example, Kristaps had 18 points and he had 11 rebounds, right? But he had one block. For a 7'3" guy, almost 7'4" against the
And just
Knicks, you know,
averaging, yeah, he should be averaging more blocks. And I think that's one of his flaws too. You know what I mean? Protecting the rim. You
because
know,
when he came into the league, Staffer, he was really aggressive on the defensive end. He was getting blocks. He was blocking all types of shots. You know, he was doing a lot of putback dunks. That was his game early, but his game changed a lot, obviously, due to the injury. And,
yeah,
you know, he's a little older now. I'm not saying he's old, like he can't move, but you know how it is when a young guy comes into the league. They try to do everything. They're like all over the place. When
right,
they
right,
get a little
right,
bit
right.
more older and seasoned, they relax a little bit. They're not as crazy with it. So, like he's just he's a little different now.
I feel you. I feel you.
Uh,
I feel you.
just wanted to shout out
Go
Brooklyn.
ahead.
Appreciate you, man. He said New Orleans got the first round pick and just missed the play in with the new way the draft lottery is. Yeah, that's true. So anything can happen. You're right. You're right. Good point.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
know why
Stefan.
White Falcon always saying Randall should play the small forward, bro. You know what? I ain't gonna meds that right now. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, you know, listen, that's not I've been hearing that a lot lately. I don't know why that is. Not just from White Falcon. I guess because then we are grasping at straws. Anything we can do to figure out how to incorporate somebody else on the court, give us some other type of thing to give us something. That's what happens when you're a bad team. Honestly,
Bro,
you
just let
want
the
to
man
change
play.
guys around and figure out better ways. So, yeah,
Run. Just let the man play the power forward, please. Let him just work down in the block. You know what I mean? He's not that spot up shooter. He's not that savvy on the perimeter, guarding small forwards. Come on now. Look how big and strong he is. He could hardly move laterally, bro. You want him to be on the wing, bro? That ain't gonna work. Come on, man.
That
Come
might
on,
be
White
true.
Falcon, man. Use your head, bro.
What up, Troy Flat? Yeah, man.
I
White
think I
Falcon, I
need to
hear
go
you.
get a batch of coffee. I need some more coffee, bro. I
Yeah,
can't.
Knicks Worldwide, what's going on? Yeah. There's few and far between compared to picking top 1 through 5. You ain't lying. Iman's in the building. What's good? Let me see here. Oh, Hewlett, Samuel, aka Wadadley. What's going on, brother?
My Antiguan brethren.
Yeah.
Yo, I need to go to Antigua, bro. I ain't gonna front, bro.
I would love
down there. Down there is party central, bro. What? Oh, man, one summer Caribbean day, though. I will be down in Antigua.
Oh man, look at this. Kev Guapo's in the building. D'Angelo's in the building. Yeah, Fabian Williams, I hear you, brother. Like Stafford was saying, man, I definitely hear you. My boy, Pete P's in the building. Panagiotopoulos is in the building, folks. What's going on, man? Good to see you, Pete P. May 4th is here. Aaron N is here. So come on, man. Look at you. Look at him creeping in the chat. What's going on, G-Man? What's going on, brother? Delano's in the building. What's happening? Yo,
if Randall is here next year, oh my God, D'Angelo might pull out the rest of his hair. He might even want to come and work no more. You might even see D'Angelo no more.
Nah, we don't want that, B. We don't want that.
The way how he has a hate for Randall, oh my God, let Randall's shoes be untied while he playing basketball. Oh my God, he might break his TV. Lord have mercy. The way how this guy hate that brother. Jesus.
What's up, Kareem? What's going on, man? Yeah, so it is what it is, guys. But let's go with the positives as we trail into the negatives. You know what I mean? So the positive is New York Knicks beat the Washington Wizards 100-97. Okay, it's a victory. It's good that they continue to win. It's better to win than lose, no matter how we feel about their draft positioning. It's better to win than lose, right? Now, I like the fact that they came out with some good energy. Unfortunately, RJ was. I need to insert right now. I need to insert Soulfinger with a quote. He couldn't hit the back of a barn with. I need something to explain how bad his shooting was in this game. But unfortunately, he just had a really tough game. I mean, he was missing little floaters. I was like, yeah, damn, RJ, it was rough. But
he had a off night last night.
Yeah, but luckily Julius was able to keep him afloat. And even Julius, the way he started, I think he missed his first 5 shots or something, and then he hit his next 4 in a row, typical Julius fashion.
Right.
But listen, this is why, guys, we have to look at our team for what it is. Be thankful, be happy for what we got, but also appreciate what we got on the team, because there's certain things you don't like, but then you got to give credit to stuff that works when it does work. And I'm saying that because we won that game last night because of Evan Fournier. Say what you will about Julius Randle and his 18 points.
The guy that you don't like, Ron. Quickly too. You got to put him in there too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fault Quickly. Quickly had a good game. He had 15 points, 5 assists.
Off of how many shooting? What was his field goal percentage?
Well, he was 3 of 7 for 42%. He didn't hit a 3 though.
I thought he shot better than that, but I'll take it.
I mean, Evan Fournier hit, was 45% from 3 on 5 of 11. So, it is what it is. I give him credit for knocking those down.
I think he's doing better. I mean, come on, May 4th, man. You can't tell me within the past 3 to 4 games Quickly hasn't looked better. His efficiency has gone a lot better. His decision making a lot. I mean, get a little man his credit. A lot of us wanted to throw the man away because he was in a slump, but Tom Thibodeau kept him. He quickly kept his composure. Every time he came in the game, he wasn't sulking. You understand what I'm saying? He kept on playing competitive. You got to get a little man his credit, man. I mean, everybody's is not too fond of Randall, you know what I mean? But sometimes you got to give him his credit. I ain't too fond of certain players, but I still got to give them their credit. You got to get, players where the credit is due, man. You can't dislike everything that a player done. There got to be some type of improvement, something.
That's true. That's true. And to be fair, I'm also going to say, where is it? I lost it that quickly. No pun intended. There you go. Pudge Nice said Grimes is the best. Changed the game yesterday. I will say Grimes' defensive effort once he got in the game and started going, yeah, it definitely helped. He couldn't find a shot, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. He hasn't played, but he was affecting the game on the defensive end, which helped. We could have used more of that. But I'm not even going to be mad at what the hell's this guy's name? Kyle Kuzma. I'm not even going to be mad at what Kyle Kuzma did. Listen, the guy hit 3 threes in a row, but look where he shot those 3 from. And I think was 2 of them off glass. I don't know, dude.
One of them was off glass.
You can't. I'm not going to be mad at a guy who wants to shoot that far out on the court. If he hits it, he hits it. Like the Knicks.
9 points in a row, bro. That was crazy.
I mean, the one thing
that feels like the Reggie Miller effect all back over again.
Yeah, he was just cooking for that little moment. The only thing I would be mad at is the fact of the Knicks' offensive possessions on the other end of the court. Those were poor because if they would have did what they had to do and stayed efficient, it doesn't matter if he hits those threes because they're still they're still building on the little lead that they had. But yeah, that part was bad.
Ron, I gotta tell you one thing also too. My condolences to you, my family, and and shout out to Hardwell too. My condolences to him and his family also too. All right,
appreciate that, man. And salute and shout out to Hardwell as well, man. Man. Life, man. Things happen. It is what it is. So got to deal with it.
Right now I'm going through a little something also too. I have a great aunt that just went to hospice last week. So
right, you're right. I do remember you saying that on Blorange Tears. Man. Definitely prayers with you and your family, Staffer.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it's a tough time, man. And then this happened like maybe 5 days ago, maybe 6 days ago. I found out. So it's that's going to be interesting to deal with that, and the situation is always what it is, man. No one ever likes to have this happen and then be a part of these things, and I'm so I got to go pay my respects for that. But then last night when I was just scrolling through Instagram, I was bored. And I found out a childhood friend of mine who used to cut my hair and everything, he passed away. And I'm like, oh, man, it's just like, because when, I'm 44 now. So now I'm at that age where, the people you grow up with, we're older. And so people who have health issues or, we're not always living right, not taking care of ourselves, we eating bad. Now I'm like, I got to start watching stuff because, these people that I grew up with are starting to go. I'm like, oh, it's not good, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is. I hope things go good for everybody out there in the chat and the watching staff, your family, everybody. I just hope going forward, we can kind of just take care of each other and avoid any more of these homecomings, if you will.
Yeah, man, you can't afford these L's, you know what I mean? But my auntie, she's up there in age, you know what I mean? So, she lived a good life. So, what I mean, I can't fault her for that. She lived a good life, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So
but back to these cardiac Knicks.
Yeah, exactly.
They will put you in the hospital automatically. They will put you in the
Facts. It's a good thing that I don't know what it is to be a new Knicks fan. A new Knicks fan might be losing it, right? Because I'm an old Knicks fan. I've seen so much. This stuff don't bother me. As I get mad a little bit if I'm watching a game and something crazy turns. But as far as the
I know,
overall
right?
picture, I've seen it all. But a new Knicks fan might be like, "Yo, what the hell? What's wrong with this
I
team?"
know, right? Yeah, yeah. That's why it's when you really look at the landscape, Ron, some of the guys that you see going off, they babies. They born in the 2000s, you know what I mean? They probably about 11, 13, seeing Carmelo at that age. You know what I mean? You know, they born seeing the Knicks losers, never seen them win, but us, you know, probably the 80s babies, the 70s babies, you know what I mean? We saw it all. We saw them go to the championship. We saw them against Miami. We saw the LJ shot. We saw the Reggie Miller shots. We saw the Patrick Ewins with the layup missed at the rim. Yo, we seeing so much. We've been through so much, bro, that as you said, we could be like, yo, we've been there already, man. You know, but I definitely feel you, Rob.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. It's like, you know, it's tough. Let me see what the actual number is for this. No, that's not the one I want. There we go. Yeah, so the franchise record for 3-point shots made in a season is 217. No. I mean, sorry, for 3-point shots made, should I say? What? I'm confused. What are we looking
What
at?
we looking at? Fournier?
Yeah.
I think it's 217, and I think he's at
it is 217. He's at 201. That's what it is.
Right. So I think he needs like 16 more or something like that to get to John Stark's record.
I mean, with 13 games left, I think he's pretty much got that one sewn up, no?
Do you think so? Because Fournier is a hot and cold guy.
He is.
And I can't believe I'm saying this, yo. And I said that to myself yesterday. I'm really starting to like this French guy. I don't know. I don't know if it's his personality. I don't know if it's rubbing off on me. I don't know if I'm seeing him put a lot more effort on the defensive end, because I've been seeing him getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of steals. Even though he's getting beat like crazy, he will score 3 points and the other person will come back and score about 10 on him. But I don't know, Ron. You tell me, is Fournier rubbing off on you, bro?
Well, remember, I mean, I know so much time has passed. What's going on? So much time has passed, but if you remember early in the season, I was one of those big Fournier guys. I was big on Fournier because I watched Fournier light us up so many times that I was like, damn, I can bring the guy here who used to kill us. Yeah, he's good for something. And then as the season went on, I still was in his corner. Not as big as Andy, from MBK. Andy loves Fournier, but I was still. I know, but I was still in the corner of Fournier. And then he had the French crawler game where he put up 0 points. And then I think he had another French crawler game. And I was like, yo. And then his defense was just horrible. So I started to fall off the Fournier bandwagon because I was like, you know what? But I'm going to point to the fact that part of that has to do with the Knicks and Thibodeau. Because I think the issue now it's not an issue. Things not to like about Fournier. Defense, we know it's suspect, right? But I will say that he's been a little better as far as some of his defensive positioning. So he still gets beat, but he gets beat a little less than he was getting beat before. And now he's even getting steals. Sometimes he gets a couple blocks. So he's doing a little more on the defensive end because he's now in the flow of the offense. So he feels comfortable. They're using him the right way. The thing with Fournier is we were not in the beginning of the season. We weren't using him the right way. They're trying to get him to do different things. really, obviously open up his 3-point game, but trying to get him on back cuts and all this other stuff, making him drive to the basket. Then they were playing in a certain way with that little the dribble handoff with Julius Randle, which it wasn't a horrible play. But I'm just saying, if you look at how Fournier is being used now, it's similar, but it's a little different. And he has more, he's moved around a lot on the court. So he's all over the place now on the perimeter. So he can shoot from different spaces, and he just has a rhythm now. They're giving him the ball in time, so he has enough distance to create that space and rhythm. And so you can like that about him. So he's comfortable back to being Fournier, being that gunner, right? The other thing is, being that he's comfortable, he's doing a little bit more on the defensive end, at least trying to get steals and stuff. He's been getting assists lately, a couple rebounds here and there. So he's just more in the flow of the game. And the other thing about Fournier you can't not like is, out of everybody on the Knicks team, I think he keeps it the realest. Outside of Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose probably keeps it real too, but Fournier keeps it the realest. Like, he'll say stuff. Yeah, we were looking at the tape, and yeah, I saw something, or we saw something that didn't look good to us. We saw that they came out in this, and we just weren't prepared for it. Like, he's the one who will tell you the most out of any other player. Like, RJ will tell you, a little bit. He just keeps it PC, and then Julius doesn't tell you anything. But Fournier sometimes will throw something out there that you're like, oh, I don't know if you should have said that. So I think people like that about Fournier. I know I do.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as Frenchie keeps on doing what he got to do and come up with those shots that we want him to make, that's why we paying you all that money. I'm good. You feel me? But he said it in the press conference. I think it was Mark Berman asked him if he's looking forward to be here next year. And Frenchie was like, listen, I don't know what's going to happen next year, but let's just concentrate on this year. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't even think Frenchie anticipating on being here next year, man. The way how he was talking. So I don't know. We might just get Frenchie for this year, and probably might trade him in the off season, man.
Right.
Did you see that press conference?
No, I missed it. I usually catch them, but I didn't see this one. Yeah, I'll probably check it on the replay because I'm gonna
start tweeting you every little thing that I see with them.
That's cool. Yeah, man. You can save them Yankee tweets though. Nobody want to see that trash. We like these orange and blue colors over here, so that's Mets and Knicks, baby. Let's go.
All right. I remember that.
Yeah, man. Shoot, what I was gonna say something that just popped up. Flatbush Dre's in the building. What's going on? What was I gonna say? Damn. Oh, well, whatever. It'll come back to me. What's going on, Sherwin? Good to see you.
What's up, Sherwin?
Shoot, I don't know. It'll come back to me. But the thing I was gonna say is, like, I just think this Knicks team. This is the thing that I can't get around it. I can't not say it. This Knicks team is not as bad as they look, man. I swear to you, I know it's crazy, but the way they've been used all season, and the fact that we haven't played some of these young guys in certain positions to give, even if it's just to give our vets or our starting players time to breathe, time to rest a little bit. We just haven't used them right.
Listen, I am with you in everything you say, bro, but I know you're a working man, bro. Which is all fine and dandy. But sometimes do you go on the Knicks Twitter page, bro, or even just stroll through and just see what they talking about the Knicks, bro, and certain players, bro? Do you see these things?
Oh, I see.
So when you say that the team doesn't look that bad, and other people say the differ, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. I just want to say, before you continue, Staffer, I don't want to. The team looks bad. I'm just saying the team is not as bad as they look.
That's bad. What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. Other people might think the differ, especially with them saying Tom Thibodeau's coming back. Oh my Lord, people started going crazy.
I just know one thing, bro. You cannot tell me that if Thibodeau is willing, as far as I got to watch what I say here. We know we're talking about Tibbs. If he was willing to play the right lineups that would ensure victory, like, don't tell me, okay, I got to go with this guy because it gives me the best chance to win. Come on, man. We know that Burks doesn't give you the best chance to win at point guard every night. We know that there's nights where Quickly doesn't give you the best chance to win at point guard every night.
Right.
Don't give me that. Give me, I'm going to go with the best player that gives me the best chance during this, the game, like situations. If the situation changes, I will change with the situation. Give me that. That's that's all I want to see, bro. I don't care if you start Burks. Yeah, I don't care if you start Burks and Burks is killing it, right? If we get to a certain point and it's like the third quarter and there's, Burks is missing several defensive possessions.
Take him out.
This guy is killing him. Yeah, dude. If the offense is stagnant and people are just standing around looking at each other and it's not flowing, take them out. Like, you got to make those adjustments. Because I feel like if he was willing to do that all year and we had Cam, Rose, and I think that's it. Like, with everybody else we got now, if we just had Cam and Rose, I don't care about Nerlens Noel at this point. And then Taj, if Taj helps us, he helps us when he can. But that's all we need. If we had Cam and Rose right now with this group of guys, and Tibbs was willing to play the game in the way I just said it, just make the changes when he needs to, when it's necessary, we would win a lot more games.
But
I'll put money on it.
But I hear you, bro. But some people don't want Derrick Rose. Some people feel like even if Derrick Rose was in the lineup, that it wouldn't make a difference. So it's still got those people that are doubters. You understand what I'm saying? That we probably would have been. I think if Rose and those certain players would have been in the line, I think we would have probably been like 3 or 4 games better. But I don't think we would have been 500 over the 500 team. That's just me.
I don't know, Stafford, because the only reason why I agree that I'm not saying we're going to be 4th seed or something like that. I think
no.
I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like,
right.
You saying 4 or 5 games better. I think if Tibbs was to look at the game in the way that I just mentioned, and we had Rose and we had Cam, I think we would be 10 games better. Because I think remember, we lost 4 games with 20 plus point leads. I don't think we would have lost those games if we had Cam.
All right. So how much games are we under 500 right now? Like 7?
Hold on. We're at 30 and 40 with 10 games under 500.
All right. So let's say we won those 4 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would have 6 games under 500.
Correct.
Right. And you say you would have won another 4?
6.
We would have won another 6, so we would have been at 500, right? So you're saying, right?
Easy. Yeah, a 500 team, easy.
And in the standings right now, who is at 500 right now?
Charlotte and Atlanta. They're both at 500.
They're both at 500.
Think about that.
And they're what, 9 and 10?
Yep, 9 and 10.
Yeah, so we still would have been a 500 team.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what we would have been easy. With Cam and Rose and Tibbs actually changing things up properly and using his players when things are going wrong and using them the right way, and not maybe not even using Burks as much at the point guard spot. Obviously, Rose would make a difference. We know that.
Right.
That would help us, man. And I think we'd at least be 500. And we'd be fighting for those 9th and 10th spots. But I think we would have a chance to be better because you saw with this team and him not doing things the way we'd want him to really do, how they have moments where they overachieve. And they go out there and they're like, yo, man, the Knicks are beating the brakes off this team. Oh, they're really getting it. Like, they still got that. So I think, damn, man, it's freaking coffee. I think that, excuse me, guys. I think that, yeah, we would be at 500 and maybe a couple games over 500. Not too much, maybe 1 or 2 games over 500. But I'm just saying, we would be that. I mean, that's a listen. If we were 2 games over 500, that's a 12-game slide for what we're dealing with right now. That's a big difference. So and it's the same personnel except for Cam. Maybe the only acquisition we made. I think that would be something that realistically we could have done had things been different this year. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not as bad as it looks, guys, if we go into war with this basically the same team, but we do need a move or two. If we can make those moves, that would be great.
I love the optimism, you know what I mean? So, I mean, whatever we need to do to get over that hump, you know what I mean? Let's do it. But
well, we're stuck anyway, guy. You know what I mean? We stuck. We don't got no money. We can't bring in no high price free agent. So you know,
I mean, we can bring in somebody, but we got to do it off a trade.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, we can't bring in a free agent, is what I mean. Like
right.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Yeah, May 4th is like our team is far from great. Now that's true. We are far from great. I think somebody put in the chat, do you think that was Pete. Do we go all in on Zach LaVine in free agency? We can't. We got no money. Unless we're able to do a sign and trade. But I don't think the Bulls would want to let him go anyway, because the problem with the Bulls right now, which I was kind of surprised last night when they played the Suns that they got, they were getting blown out like that. But they need all of their guys in order to really hang with the big boys. Like and plus they're dealing with looks like a tired DeMar DeRozan, because he was carrying the load for them for a while, and right now he just seems to be struggling a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, they lost last night too.
Yeah, but they just got Caruso back, but Caruso hasn't really done a lot right now. He's still getting back to I guess game shape and stuff, but they miss Lonzo Ball. And I think Lonzo should be back possibly for the playoffs. I think he should be, maybe right before, I don't know. But I think I saw something, we talked about it the other day on the NBA report. Patrick Williams should be back soon. So I didn't even think he was coming back this year, but he's coming back. So that's good. That's good. Good.
Yeah, he should be coming back. They should be getting a lot of players. But from early in the season, when I see there was number one, I know some part of the season they would have been falling off. And I think they're like the 4th or 5th seed right now. Where they at right now?
They are currently 5th.
Oh, you see, they don't falling out the home court. So I think it's Heat, Milwaukee, Philly, and who is 4th place?
The Celtics.
The Celtics. Whoa.
It's just so funny. That's why you can't write these teams off, bro. Remember in the beginning of the season, we were like, yo, I don't know. Maybe the Celtics is done, man. This year don't look like the year. Celtics turned it around in a big way. So
Tatum been he's been on fire.
That's the thing.
I know
Jose Melo, what's going on?
This season has been crazy, especially the Eastern Conference. It's boy. We got about a month left in the season. I can't wait to see where everybody position is going to be at, especially the Nets, how they're surging right now. So that's our next team that I'm looking at real closely to see where they stand, because boy, Brooklyn, Miami, that's going to be a good matchup. Milwaukee Nets, that's another good matchup. I'm just talking playing 2 and 7s matchup, right?
Right.
So that's going to be fun in the first round if they ever match up. So I'm looking for the Nets to probably to probably even move up from 7 to 6, because I think Toronto is at 6, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Toronto is,
because I know Lakers beat
7.
them last night.
They're at
Yeah.
7. And Cleveland's in 6th.
Oh, clear, right. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Nets jump up to 6 and Cleveland drop down to 7 and Toronto at 8. So that's one of my positions going in late in the season.
Oh, and I just wanted to touch one more thing about that Fournier situation, guys. Yeah, we know he's close to breaking that, or at least let's say close to tying the John Starks record for 3 points made in a season, 3-pointers made in a season, but he's probably going to break it. But I mean, that is the reason, like that's why the Knicks brought him here, for that sole purpose, to be that type of guy, and he's doing that now. So I'm just saying, I know someone in the chat said it earlier, I forgot already who said it, but said that Fournier, I think it was Troy Flett, yeah, he said that, you know, Fournier looks like a bad fit. Well, no, the team wasn't necessarily constructed the way it should have been, but for what Fournier is, he's fine. It's just you can't use him in the way that he was being used. Now, should Fournier be starting? It's tough because we could use more from a Cam right now, right? But Fournier deserves, if you have the right team and you put together the right way, Fournier could be on the team. Like Fournier's role would be great. Like the way he plays, he's like not as effective because he's not as, you know, quick as a JJ Redick or a Kyle Korver off the screens, you know, that pick and pop type guy, or the you know, that off the curl 3. He needs a little bit more time to set up, so he's a little slower than them, but he can do that. And so it's hard to find those guys. So that's a guy I think you could use on any team, but you have to use him in that type of role. Don't depend on him to be your starting guard and play defense. And, you know, like, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Ron, let me tell you this little joke, man. So my daughter came to me just now. She said, Daddy, I want some cold to drink, right? So I said, go in the refrigerator, grab anything, right? So she comes out the refrigerator and she brings out my Paul Mason.
Hey,
I say, baby, you know, that is for adults, okay?
Well, you said it. She only following what you said.
I know, right? Back to the Knicks, my bad.
What's going on? No Cap. No Cap says we know who should stay and who should be gone. Off-season outlook: Sexton over Brunson or Brogdon. Interesting. Sexton can give us something on both sides of the court. Brogdon is injury prone, and Brunson ain't enough for us. I guess I could agree with that, because I think first off, Brunson's asking price is going to be quite high, and I don't know how the Knicks want to pull something like that off. I don't know. Plus, the other thing is our biggest asset, our biggest chip is Mitch in a sign and trade. But I don't think the Knicks want to lose Mitch. So if you do re-sign Mitch, then what are you trading with now? What do you got?
You know, I'm really sad about that whole situation, bro. I really am, bro, because really and truly, we had this guy for 4 years. Even before he was stable with a qualified agent, because the man switched agents like about 6 times. You telling me within that time, before his stock was high, that we couldn't sign this guy to a decent contract? We waited until after the draft. Not after the draft, after the trading deadline, right? To really think about signing this guy to more money when we should have been did that, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, we know he was a project and he was getting better. And I believe he's going to get better. Now, it looks like he don't even want to be here. You know what I mean? With all the little tweets, his uncle saying all of these things. You know what I mean? we trying to blackball him and give him a low. I don't.
What, hey, Stafford, what I said, and this is before they started negotiating this contract deal that they just sent him. I said, Mitch is up out of here, B. I don't like it. And I just Mitch is let's not forget, Mitch was a wild card before, so he's calmed down a little bit, but there's a lot there.
Yeah, because the guy is top 5 in offensive rebounds, top 5 in defense, top 5 in blocks, and you telling me we just gonna make the man walk away for nothing?
Yeah, I hope they're able to do something where
That's what I'm
sign and
saying, man.
trade or
Leon
something.
Rose, man. Leon
Like
Rose, I'm sorry to cut you, but he has his work cut out this off season. My eye is on him running. I told you that last week. I told you that last week. The draft and everything else is on him this year. So that's just my take on that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. I'm with you on that. And you know what? Honestly, guys, if we could bring in Sexton, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't mind bringing him in if Sexton takes a sweetheart deal for the Knicks, because Sexton is up for his contract, just like RJ is. Now, I don't know if that means, I don't know how it works when you try to acquire a guy with the controlling interest stuff. But the thing about Sexton is that while I like his game, and I think defensively he has a little toughness to him. I like how he gets at guys. He's not the playmaker, as Keith was saying. He's not a playmaker. So you got to get him, but you're still going to need someone else. But also, I'll be okay with it.
Also, too, in my opinion, he's not a pass first point guard.
No, definitely not.
So that's what I'm saying. So are we looking for a non-pass first play point guard, or are we looking for a pass first point guard? And I believe that's what we're looking for. As I said, I'm just like you. I'm not opposed of bringing Sexton here. He has to come on a sweet deal, and he has to be willing to pass the ball also too. Because he's a guy, he can't break down the defense. He can't penetrate to the hole. He can't attack the rim. But we need you to find guys and set up guys in the right position for them to succeed. And I don't think he brings that element to New York. That's why I don't think Cleveland is going to resign him.
Right. Well, I don't think you don't have to have that from him. Staffa, if we're able to get it from someone else. If say they're able to trade and bring Sexton in, right? And then they're able to go out and get, I'm just using the name, but I want you to think of a younger version of that type of guy. Who was the guy that we used to have that? Jared Jack, right? Guys like that, the Jared Jacks of the world, the DJ Augustines, but not this type. Not now that they're basically finished. You know what I mean? Jared Jack's out of the league, and DJ Augustine, I think he's still somewhere, but he's at the end of his.
He's playing for the Lakers right now.
Right. I don't mean those guys at this point in their career. I mean like what they've been for most of their career. If we can get one of those type of guys, a little younger, but still a vet who's been in the league but knows how to run the point. You can bring a guy like that in and have him on the team, right? A smart IQ guy who can help orchestrate when he's in there. He don't have to be a superstar guy. You just need somebody who can help keep your offense flowing and not stagnate it, and find guys and put them in the right position. He don't have to be. You can get the scoring from a guy like Sexton. So I'm saying there's a way to make it work. You just got to find those we need more of those heady IQ guys on the team that know how to keep the offense flowing, look for guys, keep guys incorporated in the game and the flow of the offense. We don't have a lot of that. Guys are scared to pass. That's why we're one of the worst assist teams in the league. We don't share the ball. That's what we need to do. Get some guys like that, a couple guys. They don't have to be superstars, because I don't think we're going to get any. And if you tell me, look,
I feel we're gonna get a superstar, but it's going to be a force.
Well, yeah, maybe,
It's going to be a
maybe,
force.
maybe.
I believe we're
Because
going to get one.
let me ask you this, Staffa. If you
Uh-huh.
did say we did wind up with Sexton, is there a reason to have Sexton and Quickly?
No, well, quickly going to come off the bench. We're going to always have him come off as a 6 man off the bench.
Yeah,
And six and stuff.
but remember, like most likely, well, maybe.
Yeah,
I was going to say most likely. No, I was going to say we
have.
might be stuck with Fournier. But if we were going for Sexton, I said it before. Fournier looks like a good piece that would work with Cleveland.
Yeah, because they need spot up shooters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if we could trade Fournier and something else for Sexton, then okay, I'm with you. We can keep Quickly. But if Fournier's still here and we got Sexton, we what we gonna do with Quickly, bro? And you got Derrick Rose and you got McBride and you got Cam and you got
bro.
Bro.
You're right. There is gonna be a log jam, and we are gonna need to trade some players. You're right.
And I'm saying that I'm only using Quickly's name because Quickly and Sexton are like similar players. Sexton is the better version of Quickly. He may not be able to shoot the three as well as him, but Sexton is a scorer. We know he can score. And he's a person who can average 19 points, 19, 20 points a game. So we've never seen Quickly do that yet. I'm not saying he couldn't, but we've seen Sexton do it.
Wow, that's I gotta research that. I gotta sit down and compare those two players. I mean, you made a compelling argument with Sexton and Quickly. I really gotta watch both of their games and really come back with a better analysis for you. But I wouldn't trade Quickly though. I would still have him come off the bench and make Sexton start. But I see where you're going with it though.
You know what I mean? Like, because like it just doesn't make sense. That's why you get into these situations where you got a team like Atlanta, who has like three of the same player at two different positions. That's why they're stuck because they got similar guys over there. They need a little bit more parity, a little bit more diversity over there. Because they just it's wild. I thought they had a much better team, but as we can see, they got similar struggles to the Knicks.
Also, Duke, I think they traded Ricky Rubio from Cleveland. They traded him for for somebody in that Rondo trade, I believe. So Ricky Rubio is not even playing with Cleveland anymore, even though he's injured. I think they traded him.
Yeah,
if anybody knows in the chat, put it up, please. Which team he went to?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure now. No, I'm just thinking. You got me thinking where he's at. I thought he was still on Cleveland.
Nah, they traded him. They traded him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. He's on the Pacers.
Right.
He went in the Karis LeVert trade. Right. Good point, brother. Good point. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could get a comparison. Sometimes I forgot which site it is. There's a site that allows you to put any NBA player against any other NBA player. But it's not popping up for me because I was trying to see if I could get the stats between the two of them. But being that I could do career.
What you think about what No Cap saying? Sign and trade Fournier for Sexton, keep Mitch, Grimes take Fournier spot. I mean, that's not a bad idea, Cap. I like that. If we could do that. Sign and trade Fournier for Sexton and keep Mitch. I like that. That's not a bad idea.
But the problem is if you sign and trade this is I don't know. That's like Brock Aller would have to get crazy with his capology stuff because this is when things get wild. Like I like it, but remember, if you sign and trade Fournier with, for Sexton, right, and you give Sexton his money, you still got to figure out what you're doing with Mitch. That's Mitch money. You still got to figure out what you're doing with RJ. RJ needs his money. You still got to figure out what you're going to do with Cam. Are you going to keep Cam? Because if you keep Cam, you got to give Cam his money. Knicks got some questions. I got some
Yeah, you got
questions.
some. No, well, guess
Like
what? That's where the coaching of Tom Thibodeau comes in now. That's
mm-hmm,
where we're gonna have to judge him at, right?
mm-hmm.
Because he's gonna have his players now, right? That I think that he wants. So that's, in my opinion, we're gonna see how good Tom Thibodeau is.
Let me shout out Finesseful J. What's good, man? Good to see you. Um damn it. Look good doing it's in the building. Cully's in the building. It was something funny. Cully the other night, or was it last night? I don't know. I think may have been last night or the night before. Whatever. Um
Thursday
I
nights is his show. Thursday
Yeah, it
nights.
was Thursday night. Thursday night, I saw the thing pop up on my YouTube for the Knicks after party, right? And I was like, okay,
Right.
I'll go watch Cully and Subliminal. I went to go take a shower, and then I laid down and went to bed. I was like, damn it.
Knocked out. Listen, I always tell
What up,
Cully
Cully?
and Subliminal, yo, they come on so late, yo. By the time I'm ready to go to bed, they just coming on. By the time I blink and try to look at them, I fall asleep too, yo. So, and then I think True Subliminal is all the way in Portland, so he has a different time zone. So yeah, so I think that's why they be so late, man. But shout out to Cully and Subliminal. Knicks after
Yeah.
party, I think Thursday night at 10 o'clock, I believe, on the Blorange
No,
Tears channel.
I think it's 11:30.
Yeah, Cully, put what time the show is in the chat, please. Right? So
Yeah.
y'all check in with those guys on the
Salute
Thursday
to
night.
you guys, Cully and Subliminal. Geraldine McIver in the building. What's going on, Geraldine? Uh, she said, guys, it doesn't matter who we sign as long as Tibbs is our coach. We are not going anywhere. I hope and pray we keep Evan Fournier. I don't see any superstar breaking the door down to come here. I can agree with that.
I mean, they
Oseduke, what's
might
going
be
on?
breaking the door to come down here, but trust and believe we gonna force a trade for somebody to get here.
Yeah,
They
we're
don't
gonna
want
have
to
to.
come here, but we gonna force somebody to come here. The way how
What up, King
Worldwide
Ribby?
West talking, and that's
Yeah.
the next dude I got my eye on too. You, Mr. West, talking all this noise, but you're gonna do this and you do that. Like, boy, I'm telling you, man. You see, boy, looky here. I don't want to get all riled. I don't want to get all riled up, boy. I'm telling you, man. For real, for real.
Okay, so this is what I was able to find. I think it's not great. It's not what I was looking for, but it gives me a little idea. And I thought this was interesting. So this is thanks to fantasysp.com, right? So this is Quickly versus Colin Sexton. Now, Colin's been in the league 4 years. This past year, obviously, he didn't really play. He only played 14 games. But so what do I want to do? Let's compare the 2021 2021 and I guess I don't know. Well, look, so Quickly's 2021 year, right? He was averaging 19 minutes a game. Now I understand the minutes, you have to just say, okay, if he played more minutes, he'd give you more points. I get that. So in those 19 minutes a game, he shot 39% from the field. He shot 38% from three. I'm not even going to talk about the free throws because he shot 89%. Quickly's a very good free throw shooter. And he averaged 11.7 points per game and 2.1 assists, 2.2 rebounds. That was 2021. Colin Sexton's 2021. He was averaging 35 minutes a game. So double the minutes. I get it. But double the minutes also means you're going to take more shots, right? So let's look at that. He shot 48% from the field, and he shot 37% from three. Now, the knock on Colin Sexton is he's not the greatest three-point shooter. Quickly is supposed to be a much better three-point shooter than Colin Sexton.
Which he is.
But Colin Sexton shot 37%, Quickly shot 38%. I'm just saying that was a lot closer than I would expect it. And Colin took more shots.
Right.
Then from the free throw line, he shot 84%. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Quickly's in the 90s.
Right. He averaged 20 points per game. He averaged 3 assists and 3 rebounds. So to me, he's the better quickly. You know, I mean, I'm
As I
sorry.
said before, I would like Sexton starting and have quickly come off the bench. You know what I mean? It's like, as you said, it's the same two players. So I mean, I would also love that dynamic coming off the bench too. Because we will need that punch also too. That 3-point scoring, that penetrate into the basket. You know what I mean? Those type of things that Sexton do, I think quickly does also too. So
Yeah, yeah.
either
And
how
listen,
you compare it, I like them both.
and as I was saying, like, I don't have a problem with keeping quickly. I'm only thinking about trading quickly because we need to get rid of a chip in order to get something. And quickly's a chip who may or may not fit depending on who we bring back. But if we're able to trade Fournier and something for Sexton and make it work to get him here, then we can keep quickly. And I don't
You, you
mind
know
having
the,
quickly off the
you know
bench.
the funny thing about it is, I think in my opinion, yeah, I think we want to keep mostly of the young guys and get rid of the Noels, the Burks, the Fourniers, even Randall. You know what I mean? And get a younger player with our timeline. You know what I'm saying, to build around RJ and all these young guys. So I really see the Knicks going in a youth movement instead of getting rid of the youth movement. You know what I mean? In my opinion. So I rather do that and get back younger players. Like for instance, in the draft, if we could package Randall, let's say we get the number 10 pick or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, this is just me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably either move up in the draft for a top 5 player, 1 through 5, or we look to trade those picks and we talk to Utah and giving us you know how I feel about Donovan Mitchell. I want him to come here. So that would solve our point guard issues right there. So we have Donovan, Fournier, RJ, OB, if he's still here, right? If he's not included in that trade, and if Mitch don't go, we have Sims, right? So and then after we still got Cam. So I it's a rough situation, Ron.
It is. It is. And Sherwin M says Tyrese Halliburton, DeJounte Murray are my targets, not a damn Sexton or any non-team point guards. I will trade IQ, Obi, our first round pick, and Dallas first next year to get one of them. No to Sexton. Now,
What was that?
somebody that's somebody. People do that
Downstairs.
sometimes. Yeah, deliveries come in and they're not even for me.
Boy,
So they hit my buzzer.
I
Like,
haven't
yo,
heard
come
that
on, man.
noise in
Don't they
so
know?
many
Don't,
years.
don't they know still Knicks fans is on? We know the ledge right now. What's going on here? Don't be ringing my bell.
But Ron, you don't think Donovan could play the point for us?
No. Mm-mm. Donovan is a better version of Sexton. Same deal. He's not a facilitating PG. That's the reason why Utah, instead of, which I think Utah made a mistake too, but of course at that time they couldn't find a better option. That's the reason why Utah gave another contract to Mike Conley when they really should have got rid of him or let him go, because at this advanced age now you're stuck with him, paying him that money, and he's not really giving you enough return on your investment, because Mike Conley is a facilitator. They kept him around because they realized that Donovan is more of a shooting guard than a facilitator. He can go get it with the best of them, but as far as finding others, he has games where he might have a high assist game here and there, but he's not that guy. Even when you look at like a team like Golden State, which people love to point to Golden State, look at how many assists this year. I'm not talking about previous years. Look how many
Right.
assists this year Curry gets. He has, when he wants to, he'll say, I'm going to go these next 3-4 games and I'm just going to get a lot of assists. But look at what he does on, game in and game out, 4, maybe 5 assists. But he doesn't really do, like, they move the ball so well out there. He doesn't have to facilitate and look for people. So Golden State's different. But with Utah, he's just, Donovan Mitchell is just not that guy. He doesn't just, he doesn't do things that way. The way he plays is different. So that's why I say, even if you brought in Donovan, you either need to get yourself a point guard who can facilitate. That's the reason why they kept Mike Conley in Utah. Or you need to change a couple pieces, like 2 or 3 guys in the team who are able to share the ball better so that they have a free-flowing unit. So it doesn't matter if you don't have that guy. I think the biggest thing the Knicks need to do is figure out a team that has something that they need as far as a dynamic wing and a point guard who can facilitate. He doesn't have to be a superstar, but one of those guys has to be pretty good, and trade Julius Randle. Because right now, Julius Randle is a very expensive get for them, and it's affecting how they're able to do other stuff with the team because there's no money. And if you don't necessarily know if Julius is the guy here, you might have to get rid of him in order to free up some money or free up the team to do things.
But this is the thing. I don't know why people feel like this Randall contract is such this huge contract. He's getting paid third level money, yo.
No, but it's not.
When I mean third level money, he's getting like third option money. So that 117 or 14 people talking about is this big set of money. That's no money, bro, to what other people or other power forwards like top tier power forwards is getting. And don't get me wrong, I want to move Randall too, but for the right price and for the right star. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't just trying to give him up for nothing, yo.
No, and don't get me wrong, Stafford. I'm not saying that his contract is a bad contract. I think it's a very reasonable contract. It's the problem that the Knicks have is the Knicks are in line to start paying these young guys that they have, and these young guys are not stars yet.
Right.
Like if Mitchell was a star, if RJ might be getting there, maybe, but if RJ was already solidified and like this team is definitely going to be run through RJ, we'll build around RJ. See, we don't know that yet. The Knicks next year could say we're going to go get a better star than RJ and build around him with RJ. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what they're going to do. If RJ was that, you just give RJ the money, you forget about it, you figure out who you could put around RJ. If Cam was that, you say, okay, we got to give Cam his money. Like, the Knicks are in that limbo where they got Julius, they gave him money, they got a little discount, but then they're like, we don't know if Julius is the guy. All these other guys that we're ready to pay, is Mitch going to be the guy? Is he going to continue to do what he's doing? Is Cam going to stay healthy? Is he going to, be out there for us? We're about to pay him. Like, they don't know what they're going to do. That's the reason why I say they're kind of stuck.
But what if we trade all the picks that we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we trade Cam, we trade Obi, we trade we trade some of the young guys, but a superstar comes in and we got Randall, RJ, and that particular superstar. Are you willing to work with that call, yes, whoever the star is?
I'm okay with that.
And have Julius and has Julius as a third option.
I'm okay with that. I don't know if Julius wants to be a third option, but I'm okay with it.
I think he could be a third option if a superstar comes in and RJ proceeds to flourish.
See,
everybody sees Randall as a third option, and if a superstar does come in here, I will want him to be a third option.
Right, but I don't know if Randall sees Randall as a third option. So the difference between, I know the comparison is always there between Randall and Sabonis, but another big difference between Randall and Sabonis is okay with you using him the way you want to use him. And I don't know if Randall is ready for that yet. He's used to being the guy in New York, and he has a different type of fire in his belly. Like he wants to be that guy. And I don't know if he's ready to take a third role on this team. I know he would want to win, but the problem is sometimes these guys they have their own egos and different things that drives them, and it's hard for them to take a back seat. Because the other thing with Randall is like he needs reps, right? He needs the touches, he needs the ball in order to be effective. He's a rhythm player too, just like a Quickly is a rhythm player. If you take him out of that rhythm and you're giving him less touches, Randall's not as effective. So then his value goes down a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean, look, Canal and yourself said how Donovan can run the point, but I feel like if Donovan was to come in here, yo, and he do run the point, yo, he's gonna put RJ in position. He's gonna put Randall in his position. Randall ain't gonna be bringing up the ball as much, and Randall could normally work down in the post, do his thing. You understand what I mean? And when we need that attack with the point, we know the ball is going to be in his hand as far as good decisions. So I may be wrong. I may be going over the ledge a little bit. No pun intended. But
I just want to say that I'm not saying that Donovan Mitchell can't come here and run the point. I'm just saying he's a little different than what you would expect from your point guard. Like he could do it. He can do it. I don't want to say it's just the way he plays, the way I watch his game. He's different from what I think this Knicks team envisions for a point guard to help facilitate. But he gets his 5 assists a night. He can do it. So it's not like he can't do it. I'm just saying it's a little different with Donovan. And I like the fact that when he's not going well, he tries to do more. He tries to facilitate more. So yeah, maybe Stafford. Maybe I'm a little harsh on him because I watched him play a lot, and sometimes I don't see it. I see Conley being the guy who but maybe. So
big up to the ladies that's in the chat, Miss Margaret Edwards and Miss Geraldine McIver. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, ladies.
Yes, facts. Thank you guys for tuning in as always.
Margaret says, stop trading our draft picks. Knicks need to stop living in la la land. No superstars coming to the Knicks. Knicks needs to develop our stars. I hear you, Margaret. I hear you.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, unless we're able, see, this is where I worry a little bit because Stafford did nail it when he said, I'm waiting to see what Worldwide West does. I'm worried to see what Worldwide West and Leon does because I'm like, they're going to try to do something just to do something. I want something that works. Don't just bring in somebody
and that's the thing. And I'm with you, Ron. That's why they are on the hot seat. They talk about Thibodeau on the hot seat. You guys are on the flames. Y'all on flames. Y'all talking about Thibodeau on hot seat? They are on flames, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Because as much as we want to blame Tibbs for rotation and he ain't playing the guys that's supposed to play, yo, Leon, Worldwide West, we watching y'all, bro, closely, bro. Don't think y'all gonna just ease off this train like y'all ain't doing, yo, right? Listen, I don't even know what to say, bro, but these guys are on flames. Y'all on flames. Let me just say that.
I agree with that. Yeah, I know, Cully. I'm with you on that. And Parrish Duggar, I think we're in agreement. People around the league don't necessarily want throwaway players. They don't give me a package for Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, and someone else, and Obi, and 2 picks, and try to get DeJounte Murray. They're not with it. So
Cully, they bring Westbrook or Dame here, bro. I don't know, man. I might have to start watching New York basketball for a good
Did I
year.
do something to you, Stafford?
No, I'm talking to Cully.
Why you curse me like that, B? Why you be saying Westbrook like that at me? Like I didn't do nothing to you, brother.
Yo, no, because Cully's like, yo, next thing they bring Dame or Westbrook here, bro. Bro, I do not want those guys here, bro. They do not fit the timeline. They're old, bro. And then to get rid of all those youngins for them, that will be a total disaster.
Although I tell you,
No,
next year Westbrook looks sexy.
the little hair that I have on my head, I will pull it off, bro. Literally.
Ah man.
No,
So next year, somebody is going to take that leap on Westbrook because he's going to have that expiring contract. I'm not saying the Knicks should do it. I'm just saying some team, because next year is his last year of that contract. Somebody's going to do it.
man, I hope not. I heard Chuck for Life gave a scenario about that. Them bringing him here for that year and a half or whatever, and his contract gonna expire. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you right now, I know, look, I'm different. I don't care. Okay. I don't care about no politics. I don't care about none of that stuff. But then again, I'm not a GM. I'm not a head coach.
So you will want Westbrook here for that year and a half?
No. I would have done. I would have
okay.
done it at that point because I was desperate. And I was like, but I remember, if you remember what I said about it, I'm different. I don't care. People would look at me like I'm crazy. I'd do it, and Westbrook would never play. I have no problem benching Westbrook, but that would, that I might go down with flames too. like, yo, this guy brought in Westbrook and he ain't playing him. People will be going around the league, yo, this guy's horrible. Yeah, that would be me.
Bro, do you see all those people that's teasing Westbrook in Minnesota, yo? Did you see those two videos?
I know. But you know what? I will say this. The thing about Westbrook, he's so bad that sometimes when he's good, like you're like, oh, last night he made another horrible play from the corner. He shot an air ball, and they were in the last seconds of the game. But then somehow he got a steal on the inbound play with seconds left. He got the ball back, and he made the three to send it to overtime, and then they won.
I know, right? That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yo, man,
that was crazy.
He's really bad, dude. I just never thought that a player who was so good, who changed his game, like he was always a funky player as far as his shot, but he was a much better mid-range shooter before. It's his shot is slowly getting worse. But I never thought that he could take that game that he had, that he started to develop, that speed, that the way he was to penetrate in the lane, his little mid-range jumper, and then he turned into like an Oscar Robertson type, and he had triple doubles for like 3 seasons in a row. And now he's like a shell of himself. He's not an old player. He's horrible out there every night. There's some nights he could put it together and give you a good performance, but it's nowhere near what we used to seeing from him. Like, I don't know, where did this come from? Why did this happen so quickly?
I know, right? But Miss Geraldine, I gotta disagree with your statement, right? It's not all on Tibbs. It's those guys in the front office that's gonna make all the trades and whatnot. Yes, they're gonna bring the idea to Thibodeau, but to Tibbs. But at the end of the day, is Leon the cap holder and all those other guys? Perry is gonna make the decisions of making these trades. So, Miss Geraldine, you can't say Tibbs is going to trade away all our picks for full vets. I don't believe that. Do you believe that statement, Ron?
I honestly, I really don't think at this point, the only thing I'm going to look to Tibbs for and his fault is coaching and his rotations and how he does things on the court.
Yeah.
I think now there's going to be a little separation, because right now, remember, Worldwide West and Tibbs are not rocking, right? We don't know how Leon Rose's business relationship as far as making moves with Tibbs is right now, because of the whole thing with Worldwide West. I don't think that upcoming, I think Tibbs will know what's going on. He'll have a say, but I don't think Tibbs is going to have any power over what the Knicks do with their picks. I think that's all going to be Leon Rose and Worldwide West. I think that's the separation. So I don't think you got to worry about that, Geraldine. I don't think Tibbs has. He's not going to have anything to do now.
Yes, he's going to have an input, but the final say, Miss Geraldine, is not going to be him. Because let me give you a prime example, right? He wanted back Reggie. And the front office like, no, we're not going to bring back Reggie. They end up signing Burke. So that tells you something right then and there. He didn't want it Cam. They brought in Cam. He didn't want it Kemba. They brought in Kemba. So, you know, that tells you alone that he's going to have a little say, but not the final say. Is that a good example, Ron?
Yeah, no, I would say those are good examples. And I'm going to say that because of all of that, things are worse now. I don't think like if the Knicks had been good and this season didn't turn out the way it is and all this dysfunction and the Kimba benching and all this stuff happened and the second guessing of players and the Cam talks, if all that didn't happen, then I think the front office and Tibbs would still be on a similar page. But let's keep it funky. Worldwide West came out and said something publicly about Tibbs and about the conversation with Dolan. You don't do that in a situation where you respect and you're cool with the coach. I mean, not respect, but you're cool with the head coach. He did that, and that's the PC statement that came out. Tibbs and Worldwide West are not rocking. Okay, they are not in a good way right now. So I don't believe that even if Tibbs suggests certain things, they'll look at it because they're not going to be stupid. They have to be wise. But come on, this is gonna come down to Leon and what Worldwide West is thinking. They're gonna veto certain things.
Exactly. And
not to forget, I almost forgot about Scott Perry because it's like he's the silent person in all of this.
Yeah, all those guys from Perrin to Perry to Worldwide West to Leon, that whole brass, right? If they don't get this right this off season, Dolan gonna have something to say, bro, and it's gonna be right back to LOL Knicks again, right back to ground level again, trying to find a decent front office and a decent coach, and it's already sounding like a disaster, man. I'm getting depressed already, Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna come right back to this. Cully, hold on. Let's see. Paris Douglas said, only way you can get Randall off the books is taking one final year off Westbrook's contract. And you might be right, bro. And guess what? I think the Lakers, this second coming of Randall is much better than what they expected from Randall when they first got him. And then he got hurt. He was coming back from injury. He hadn't developed yet. So I think the Lakers could use Julius Randle because they have a lot of issues over there. They might be able to benefit from Julius Randle, whereas we can't really benefit from Westbrook. But I told you, if we're able to get Julius Randle off the books and take on Westbrook's contract, I'd do it and I'd bench Westbrook. I'm telling you, I don't care. I'd bench him. I let him sit on the bench a la John Wall all year, whatever, collect your check. Then I'd let Obi be the starter. I'd go out, see who we get in the draft. If we're able to get a Mathurin or something like that, whatever. If we get a higher pick than we expect and we're able to get one of those bigs and Randall's already out of here, and not like a Chet Holmgren or Jabari Smith, maybe another big that we think is really good, because I don't know, those are top picks. I don't know if we get that. But if we're able to get, a big who can come in here and really stretch the floor and be a dynamic player and share the ball, I'll do that too. I mean, whatever, man. You got to figure out ways to make your team go. Sometimes, and people were saying, I don't know where that's coming from, about Tibbs and Randall, like going forward, that Randall doesn't like Tibbs or there's something going on there. I don't know what's happening. I haven't really seen it. I got to look. I guess I've got to do a little bit more research. But if that's the case, that's not good either.
I don't see it that way, bro. Randall could never hate on Tibbs, because Tibbs made him the player that he is now. MIP, All-Star. Randall better give Tibbs some credit. You can't, the man put you in a position to be where you at right now and get a contract. So to say that Randall and Tibbs is not getting along, I don't believe so. I mean, not everybody is going to be peachy. It's going to like, all right, for instance, Ron, it's certain things like the whole Quickly thing. When you say you don't like Quickly, I didn't agree with it, but that don't mean so we can't get along. That means that we can't be friends. That means that we can't work together. It's just certain things we just see a difference on. But to say Randall don't like Tibbs, nah, I don't think so, bro. The whole narrative that certain people be saying, we don't know because we're not there in the locker room. We're not there. So to say, and I hear certain people say, "Oh, Randall is jealous of RJ and all." I don't see it like that. We don't know. We don't know. We're not in the locker room. We don't know how these guys feel about each other. We don't know if they hang out with each other. We don't know these things. The only thing we see is what we see on the court. And I see those guys high-fiving each other, pulling each other up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yes, we might see Randall not pick up a few people off the floor. All right, big deal, right? But at the same time, I see them high-fiving, giving each other compliments and whatnot. So we can't say that Randall doesn't like Tibbs. I don't believe that now.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if that's the case. Yeah, Cully, I'm not sure exactly who Tibbs would want. I don't know what Tibbs is looking for on this team. To be honest with you, because I know what Tibbs uses right now. Sometimes I don't quite understand. Like, you know, when he said that Alec Burks gave him the best chance out there, that kind of made me question a lot going on with Tibbs.
Right.
I don't know.
And Julian Blum is a trip, bro. He said he's there every day.
What up, Julian? Julian's funny, man.
Yeah. Salute to Knicks for life. Salute, Ron. Yes, sir.
Hope you're feeling well, but you know what? Julian is on the West Coast, so if he's talking about what's going on with the Lakers, then I understand. So
right.
Yeah. What? Damn! It was just something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, here it is. So I don't know what you mean by this, May 4th. Y'all turning into exactly what y'all say. Don't watch ESPN. What do you mean by that? Because I don't. Well, let me say something first. So when you were giving your point, Staffer, I want to be clear about Quickly. I don't dislike Quickly. I like Quickly. I don't like Quickly as a point guard. That's just all it is. If you tell me Quickly is the shooting guard, the backup shooting guard, whatever, fine. I want Quickly on the team. I just don't want him as the point guard. That's like you. That's like you telling me that you know, after what we've seen this year, next year we're going to go back to what we did in Julius Randle's most improved player season, and everything's going to run through Randle, and Randle's going to be the point guard on the team. What? I don't want to see that. Like, yeah, like that's all it is. It's like I just don't like seeing players play out of position. That don't make sense to me. Like other teams, you might have to do that when you have injuries and you have no choice. But if you got players on the bench that can play the position that they're supposed to, and you're not using them, that's a whole nother story. Like that, I don't rock with that part. But yeah, Mayfo, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do you mean by that? What are we saying that makes you think that we are doing what the same thing that you know? Well, even if you're not speaking to me personally, like, what do you mean? Like, I'm curious. I want you to elaborate because I want to know what it is. It's the level of thinking. Like, what are we doing that gives you that impression? Oh, you're saying the whole Knicks movement, but like you cannot. Okay, here it goes. You cannot say stars won't come here, is what I'm saying. Well, here's the thing, May 4th. Dude, how long have we been here and watched this Knicks team? You know, I'm with you though. If you're like, who cares about a star if they want to come here or not? If that's what you're trying to say, I'm with you. I said before, it's not necessarily a winning mentality, bro. But I'm like, you know what? We're in New York. Forget everybody else. You don't want to come here? Don't come here. We'll build it up ourselves. We get a couple players, and you know that do want to be here. Fine, we'll bring them in. We'll build through the draft. We'll cultivate. We'll Well, that's the problem. We got to develop the players that we got to get them better. We got to pick the right people, and then we'll just, throw it back at the rest of the league. Like, oh, y'all didn't want to come here. Now look at us. Now look at what we're doing. And then I said it to the point where I thought this Knicks team last year, I was like, yo, we keep getting better, keep doing what we got to do. We keep bringing in smart players and good draft picks. We don't need nobody. And then later when they want to come
May
here,
4th.
oh, no.
Really, bro? You really gonna say Carmelo was a fake star? Come on, man.
I don't want to say that. I'll say
Come
that
on, man.
the problem with Carmelo, the only problem that I think we made is that we panicked
and traded away all our younger assets. That team took us to the second round where we had what's his name block the shot from Carmelo, and that was it. And then we
the dude from Indiana Pacers,
Herbert, Roy Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, it was a total disaster after that. But to say Carmelo was a star, he was a fake star, man. I can't agree with that, bro.
Let me explain something to that point. We made him. Carmelo came here and he gave us his all while he was here. Was he selfish? Yes, but he comes from a selfish school of thinking. He comes from the Jordan, Kobe way of thinking. And
right.
Remember, Carmelo used to talk to Kobe a lot. They had that type of friendship. And that's why Carmelo was a gunslinger. When it came down to it, you knew who was taking the last shot. And that's also the reason why he didn't rock with the whole insanity thing. He didn't believe it was real. And I guess, for what it's worth, it wasn't, right? Because Houston gave Jeremy Lin $18 million. Was he Linsanity with Houston? He was not. So I'm just saying, and there's no knock on Linsanity because it was great for what it was.
And Ron, everybody is not going to be Jordan and Kobe, right?
True. But
every superstar, of course, is going to have a flaw, bro. Nobody is perfect.
But
nobody, you know what I'm saying? So to say that Carmelo was flawed, of course he had flaws in his game. He wasn't a perfect superstar, but not to give the man his credit. And then we never built around Carmelo like how he was supposed to build around him. Look how many years we wasted with this guy, 7 years. And we only had what, 1 or 2 playoff series with this guy? Right. We ain't do nothing. So to blame Carmelo for those years, man, you got to put it on the front office again.
Yeah, I think Melo was really good for the time he was here. There was a couple rocky years, but then he put the team on his back and he tried as much as he could to get us into a winner. He tried to leverage his relationships around the league. How many off season were we talking that him and Chris Paul? Oh, will Chris Paul be coming to the Knicks? And it was stuff that there was always the rumor mill. He was trying his best to get guys over here, and it just wasn't coming for whatever reason. They saw better opportunities somewhere else and a chance to win somewhere else. They could have came to New York. And this is what I'm talking about. Even with Carmelo here, who was friends with these dudes, they didn't come here. The other point I was going to make, and this is to me is the biggest point. Knicks panicked. Dolan forced. I always forget this guy. Who was our GM at the time? Who came over from the Pacers?
What's his
Donnie
name?
Walsh.
The guy with the glasses. Donnie Walsh.
Donnie Walsh. So Dolan panicked. Donnie Walsh told him, "Listen, we don't got to pull the trigger. Carmelo wants to come here. If he's really about coming to New York, we'll catch him in the offseason in free agency." No, they panicked. Carmelo was greedy, and he wanted his money. He wanted to sign his contract with the Knicks so he can get an extra $40 million. Which screwed us and screwed the team, because here's the other thing. Some people will say, okay, you gave up these guys for Carmelo, and what are those guys turned out to be? The Mozgovs and the Chandlers and stuff. They really didn't turn out to be much later down the line, right? But here's what I'm thinking. You could have stayed with those dudes, right? Brought Carmelo in and had those pieces around him so he can have some guys to play with. Or you could have traded those same dudes somewhere else to get another star to play with Carmelo. Then what would we have been? That's what I'm saying. The Knicks messed that up. That's why I say they messed that up, because they could have used those same pieces to go out and get somebody else to come in and play with Melo, and we would have had a better team, and we still had Amari Stoudemire. Like they really they messed that up, man.
But then after Amari too, yo, even though he said when he said the Knicks are back, right? He never really fulfilled his what's the word I'm looking for? His
end of the bargain.
Right, because you want to punch the damn fire extinguisher in Miami. You messed up your hand. Then after, bro, Amari was the next one too, bro.
I listen.
The more I mean to cut you, brother, but the more I think about this, I feel like I'm on Tony Crow show, yo. Knicks and bruises.
Knicks and bruises. Listen, I loved Amari, man, because of the fact that I felt like he was the first one in a long time that actually wanted to be here, and I appreciate that for him. I thought he was great when he said, the Knicks are back. He had me hype. I was like, yo, I'm happy that somebody wants to take on the challenge.
Man, looky here, I was more than hype too, bro. I was living in Miami at the time too.
Oh, back when you could live in Miami, huh?
Right, and that's the time when LeBron and Wade and all of them was making their big three, yo. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we got Amari, we got Chandler, we gonna make some noise, man. Look here.
This is when I lost hope, when Amari said, I never knew how to play defense. They never taught me how to play defense. They never made a big deal about it. What? You're a basketball player and they never told you anything about defense. They never focused on you playing defense. So you never took it upon yourself to say, well, if I want to be a good player or a superstar player at a high level, I got to learn how to play defense. That's when I looked at him and I said, you know what? I don't know about this dude right here, because I don't care. You don't got to tell me anything. I could be a player in the NBA or whatever league in college. And like, listen, you're a dunker. I want you to go in and dunk shots. Coach, I want to work on my three-point game. No, don't worry about that. Is that going to stop me from working on my three-point game? No, I'm still going to do it on my own time. And then if I'm good at it, if I take a couple here, the coach is going to be like, oh, he knocked those down. If I take a couple more, oh, he knocked those down. You actually good, because Amari was a decent three-point shooter. He wasn't great, but he was decent.
Amari who? Stoudemire?
Yeah. He was decent. He could stretch the floor. He had a great mid-range, and sometimes that leveled out to the three-point line. He was decent. For a big, he was decent. So I would have said,
wait. Hold on. I'm confused. Is it Stoudemire from Portland or Stoudemire from Suns?
Oh no, Stoudemire from the Suns, not Portland. Yeah, you're right. You know who I'm talking about.
You talk threes?
Listen,
are we talking about the same person?
With the Knicks, Amari Stoudemire in 78 games shot 43% from the three-point line in 2010. With the Suns in 53 games, Stoudemire shot 42% from three.
I never knew Amari shooting threes. I gotta look that.
I'm telling you, I'm saying he's decent, because he also had seasons where he shot 23%. He wasn't. I'm not saying he was a great three-point shooter. I just said he was decent. He could shoot the three here and there. That's all. That
was got me. You got me on that one. I gotta look.
I gotta go. I go to the stats. That's my. I wasn't trying to say, but my analogy for that was, just because a coach never told you that you got to worry about defense, or never preach defense to you, doesn't mean you don't learn defense. You know what I mean? That, to me, that's crazy.
Right.
That's nuts.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. That was wild. When he said that, I was like, yeah, I don't know what are we doing here, folks. What's happening? That's the Knicks, man. Knicks get these players that and then and that was what I was going to say too before. I'm just thinking so many different things. When you guys were talking about some in the chat about guys coming here, stars coming here and things, listen, let's not forget all the stars who said they were coming here. The Kyries, the Durants, the LeBrons, who wants to have his press conference in our backyard in Connecticut and say he's going to Miami. Yo, like, there's just so much disrespect around the league. All these guys
talking about he's in a New York state of mind.
come on, man. These guys are one. They sheep. They all sheep. They all follow each other. And it'd be one thing if everybody who followed each other won a championship or something like that. So you can say it always works. It don't always work. James Harden is a perfect example of that.
And I think LeBron started that stigma of not coming to New York, yo. And it all started with Phil calling him and his gang a posse, and you know what I mean, and the whole Dolan thing. So you know what I mean, it does have a Dolan is one of the reasons why I see certain people don't come here too. You know what I mean? It's not that stars don't want to come here. Dolan is one of those issues too. So you know what I mean?
And you know what? You make a good point, Stout. I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you just said that's a big point what you said. When Phil Jackson called LeBron and his people a posse, listen, call it is what it is. The African American community was not rocking with that. Like, what the hell are you trying to say? Like, no, they didn't like that. And that definitely hurt the Knicks too. Other guys is like, what? This dude's calling us a posse. If you guys are a posse, what are we? Like, nah, that didn't help us either, bro.
Right. You know what I mean? So I think that really started a stigma too, yo. You know, and then another thing, you got to be built to play in New York. Carmelo said that all the time, yo. If you don't have that thick skin, that snake skin, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you got to look at it. How many reporters comes into a New York locker room than a small market team? Double. True. Right? So, you know, it's a total animal from New York to one of those little small market teams, yo. You got to have thick skin to live in New York, yo, especially Manhattan and Brooklyn. I mean, not too much for KD and Kyrie because I don't think they see as much pressure as the Knicks. But playing in New York and with all this media and all of that, you know, players look at that stuff too, man. You got to have thick skin, man. You know what I mean? That's why even we cuss Randall and all of this and say he's this and he's that. Yo, he wanted to come here. He wanted to take that challenge. You know what I mean? I'm not being a Randall apologist. I know the chat gonna go off on me. But, you know, he took on the challenge, yo. You know what I mean? Ain't too much players willing to do that. So that's one thing I could give Randall credit for, yo.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. That's true. I agree with that. And what Margaret Edwards said is true. We can't, you know, you can't keep blaming the owner. No, not now. What we were talking about before, that was James Dolan had a lot to do with that. But now he's been hands off. He's been trying to do the right thing. I can't blame Dolan. He's been
you can't blame exactly
I can't
for
blame
the past
him right
2
now.
years. Yeah. He ain't been meddling. And then after did you see that I think I tweeted you? They changed they just changed the somebody at MSG, yo. They no longer the president of the MSG Sporting something. I can't remember at this time, but they did a whole change recently. If anybody know in the chat, pop it up, please.
Yeah, that's interesting because I didn't know that. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, they made some changes recently. So I think it was a lady that was running the operation. She had the job for like 3 months, and they just moved her and they put somebody else in the spot. So it's a lot of changes going on up there.
Yeah, I think hold on. I moved it? Yeah, man. I think Ken is coming for me in the chat, B. I gotta man, he needs me to look at advanced stats. Ugh.
Please do, because I'm with him too.
Yeah, like
I don't remember Amari shooting threes like that, bro. I don't remember that. I mean, I'm getting old, you know what I mean? I got, you know, as my boy Soul Finger would say, a senior moments. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm having senior moments. I can't remember that. Shout out to Soul Finger, man.
Yep.
Hey, Ron, I meant to ask you, how did you enjoy yourself on the show the other day?
What show was that?
Oh,
I'm just
really?
messing with you. Nah, dude. I had a great time, man. Thank you once again for having myself and John on the show. If you guys haven't checked that out, I mean, definitely go over to the Blorange Tears channel and click on the NBA one-on-one show that myself and John were on. Yeah, I had a good time. It was pretty fun, bro. Yeah, and I like how you broke down stuff, your categories and everything, the way you guys got it set up. It was cool. I enjoyed it.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
Ken, listen. All right, fine. I get your point. I understand what you're trying to say. Yes, he's not a 3-point shooter. All I'm saying is, for the amount of shots he took, he hit a good amount. Can I point to Obi Toppin and say Obi Toppin's ranges are equal to Amari Stoudemire's in his limited attempts? No, I cannot. That's all I was trying to say. Yes, there was one year he shot 10 of 23. I get it. I understand. He didn't shoot a lot of them. But one thing you can't take away from Mari Stoudemire, his mid-range game was on point. Okay. His 18-foot to 20-foot shot, he used to knock those things down religiously. Okay. Not as good
Can
as
say thank you,
Garnett.
LOL. We got you on that one.
Listen, I'll just say, but look, when you look at the stats, that's what it shows. I'm just saying, you're right. Okay, I get it. But someone could take 20 shots and miss all 20. You know what I mean? Like, the point is he hit 10 of 23. Okay, I got it. But you understand, my point was, and my point wasn't even about, I hope it translated. It wasn't about the 3-point shooting. I was using that as an analogy because no one's going to not work on their offensive game because people are selfish. But defense, when you talk about defense, then people don't, oh, they never told me anything about defense. They never pressed me about that. They never instilled defense in me. So you don't try to play defense on your own? You don't try to learn how to be a good defender? Come on, man. I don't know. Anyway, that was the point. It was about his defense. I just used the 3-point stuff as an analogy. I really wasn't trying to point to that. But thank you, Ken, for calling me out, man.
We got you on that one. Yeah.
But hey, I still had a point though. If you didn't call me out and make me look deeper into it, it did say 42%. I'm just looking at it anyway. Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm about to get up out of here because I do have to go do what I got to do today. It's just one of those days. But I thank you guys for tuning in as always. Knicks for life. Chuck in the building. Quality jumper. Eat more blueberries. What are we talking about here? Oh, is blueberries? I don't know. It's good for brain matter. I don't know what that's good.
I guess he's talking about antioxidants or something like that.
Oh, they are good for antioxidants. That and pomegranates.
Yeah, strawberries, all of that. You know what
I mean? Ala Wise, appreciate you, bro. Margaret Edwards, thank you as always. Obviously, Geraldine. Ken,
Ashley too. Another young lady.
Oh yeah, Ashley. Well, I don't know if Ashley is actually a female. I think Ashley Inc. is a business of some sort, and this person works for Ashley Inc. So I appreciate you tuning in. Osa Duque, Flatbush Dre, yeah, appreciate all of y'all. No Cap Sports Talk, y'all know how we give it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I got anybody else who might have jumped in earlier and I didn't give you a shout out. If I did, apologies to you. I would like to recognize everybody. But Staffer, thank you for being here with me, bro. Tell them where they can find you. Where you at, man? Where they can holler at you at.
You could find me on the Blorange Tears channel on the NBA one-on-one on a Sunday at 4 p.m. with my guy Soul Finger. We talk about the East and Western Conference. We talk about the rumors. We talk about all the headline stories, the storylines that happens in the NBA through the week. Also, you could follow me on Twitter at NBA one-on-one. right, on Twitter, and also you could follow me on my personal page at Staffadan, right, on Twitter. If you have any questions or anything like that, go into the NBA one-on-one mailbag. Willing to take any type of questions, your suggestions, anything that will help us with the show. And if you want to even want to come on the show, all right, feel free to let it be known. But otherwise, we're on Sundays at 4 p.m. with my man Soulfinger number 12. Shout out to him also too, and shout out to Big Freezy, and shout out to Ron, John, and I always forget Jose, the man on the inside, doing this thing.
Jose, holding it down on the ones and twos, man.
Yes, so shout out to y'all guys, man. Y'all are wonderful also too. Thank you.
Appreciate you as always, Staffa. And thank you guys in the chat. Appreciate you for tuning in, giving your input. Ken, for keeping me on my straight and, you know, making sure I got my stuff together. I appreciate you, Ken.
Yo, I mean the country run. You see Ashley saying I'm a 6'4", 300-pound Jamaican.
Hold on, man, brethren. Boom, 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 boom.
No, but guess what he said though? U.S. Marine black belt. No, sir. I ain't messing with you, bro. I ain't messing with you.
Yeah, man.
Salute, sir. Salute. And yo, and respect to everything that you done for your country.
Rewind selector. Yeah, man. I remember back in the day when I was young, Hot 97. I used to listen to Bobby Condas on the radio. Okay, whatever.
They still doing their thing.
They still doing their thing.
Yeah.
I just don't listen to the radio anymore, man. Like, I'm older. The radio beats playing the same music over and over every hour on the hour. I'm like, I'm done. And plus, I don't really love today's music. I'm like into the old stuff, but I do know Bobby Conda be spinning the old stuff, the old tunes. So
yeah, he does. And then he still produces some of the old time artists also too. You know, the veteran artists that we could say. You know what I mean? So cool, yeah, they still doing their thing, man. They still doing.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I like to hear that. Yeah, so guys, once again, as always, you know, we're still trying to build, trying to get the channel higher and higher. So you're working towards 1,000 subscribers. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that like button definitely for us. So we'll be back again on Monday for the Still Knicks Fans weekly recap show with John and Jose holding us down in the background. Then we got the NBK NBA report show. So that's on Nothing But Knicks on I think it's going to be on Thursday again this week. We'll see. And then, of course, we'll be back again next Saturday for the Know the Ledge. So definitely stay tuned. We're going to keep it going and look forward to the NBA season. Once the NBA season is over, we get into the off season. We're going to get back into doing interviews and trying to get different people. We'll be interviewing other content creators like Stafford Don and these guys to come on and chop it up with us about the Knicks. I'll probably get back into the interview series about the content creators, and we'll do that, you know, in the off season. So thank you for always
definitely, Ron. I'm gonna try and keep on networking with you too on certain things behind the scenes.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
You know, cause we do something similar. So you know, definitely, I'm gonna try and be working with you behind the scenes also too. So look out for some of my messages. I've been doing it for the past couple of days, but
yeah. Like I said, I look at everything you send me except for that Yankee stuff. I was like, yo, is there a way to delete?
You know what? I'm gonna drown you with some more Yankees too.
Listen, that's okay. Just understand that my Twitter, it starts to wash down because I got all this Met stuff that's at the top. So it really pushes all that Yankee stuff you send me down. Don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't call my 3 big dogs cute. How dare you?
Hey man, it's cool. It's cool. Thank you.
Shout out to Judge, man.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, you know, Aaron Judge is a good player. I like him. I wouldn't mind having him on the Mets. I'm sorry. Yeah, but yeah, the Mets need another bat. But this is besides the point. We need another big hitter if we could, because the pitching looks good, but another hitter would be great.
Man, y'all got a squad over there in the pitching, boy. That's one thing I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that. Y'all good over there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it translates. If people can stay healthy, we'll see. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. And thank you in the chat for the well wishes and the condolences. Thank you for that too.
Yes, good thanks.
Yeah, man, we'll catch you on the next one, guys. You take it easy, Staffer.
Peace and love.
Yeah, man, we out of here. You know what? Do something fun today. I think the weather, if you're in the East Coast, I think the weather's pretty decent. It may rain, but until then, go out there and enjoy yourselves.
Yep. Peace and love, people. Next time. Later.